Hey, what's up? Welcome to Podcast Hell. I'm Erick Hellwig. First off, thank you guys for supporting the show and telling people about it last week, because more people listened to the last episode than they have recently. So I think you did tell your friends. I appreciate it. Tell your friends about the show. That's awesome. If you want to leave me an Apple Podcast review or leave a comment on YouTube, I will read it on the show, as evidenced by me reading the YouTube comments. Who hated on this show? This guy commented, "Word." This was the acrimonious 14. "Word to you and your mother." Does that imply that I fucked your mom? I didn't, but just to complete the thing that we used to say. AILU3485 wrote, "Are you guys in junior high school?" I think that's referring to the comedy of me and my guest Maxie from last week. "Nope, in our 30s. Why do you ask?" Hugo's Abado 7662 commented, "Bench." Just the word bench. I don't really know what a lot of these mean. I guess the word guy liked it. The bench guy, ambivalent. And "Are you guys in junior high school?" thinks we're shitty comics. Who cares? Thanks for watching the show. Enjoy this episode we have coming up with the very funny KDK. This Saturday, I'm at the Hollywood Roosevelt. Tickets at erickhellwig.com. Let's get to it right now.
Girl, we're about to go somewhere odd now. Times to rise and elevation starts to drop down. Our little secret, don't kiss and tell, you're so bad. I'll probably see you in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. This is Podcast Hell.
I'm one of those guys that likes my dog. It's very unique. It's one of those unique things about me that really makes me a person worth listening to.
You're so quirky.
You know? He's a great dog. What kind of dogs do you have?
Like it. Very small ones. They are miniature pinscher and like a terrier dachshund mix.
What, a terrier dachshund? Is a dachshund the long one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, don't show my wife a photo because you'll never leave.
Yeah.
That's like her favorite dog.
Oh my God.
Is that specific mix.
Right?
Like a beefy, long hot dog?
Yep, with big ears and little legs.
Do not. I'm serious. Don't show my wife.
Okay.
Like you'll never get out of here. It's like she won't. Every time she sees one, that's the next hour of our lives.
What's her least favorite dog?
She is a very good person, which is annoying. So she'll say she loves all dogs. But in reality, it's, I don't know. What doesn't she like? What dog has yelled at Gordon? Not yelled. What dog is...
Who has beef?
What dog came into the ability to communicate with words? Probably. Well, I think she likes huskies, but he gets in little beefs with huskies.
I get that.
But fucking 2 minutes in, he's clawing at the door. You hear that shit? I'm gonna let him in.
Okay.
We'll keep it running. This is a good part of the podcast. People
Yes.
like this. People are very.
I, unlike your wife, am not a good person, and my least favorite dog is a doodle. I don't like the doodles.
There's big doodles and there's small doodles.
Right.
Do you not like the small ones or the big ones, or
I don't
all
like
of them?
Well, I think I like the big ones less than the small ones.
Yeah.
They're a lot, and I feel like their whole personality is chaos.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really like
doodle slander.
Look at what he's doing already. It's fucking 2 minutes in. He's gonna anyway. I'm sorry, doodles.
He's so graceful. He's trying to be graceful.
He's being a piece of shit right now. He's really getting on my nerves.
That's hilarious. This is him being a piece of shit. You would hate my dog.
No, he's just like, he gets like, he doesn't know where he wants to be. So any door that's closed, he'll just paw at it. And then you let him in and he immediately wants out. It's fine.
That's very cat-like behavior, honestly.
He does actually kind of have a cat-like presence to him. Like he's like very finicky. Like he'll like ask for pets. Like he'll come up and you're like, you start petting him and go like, and I'll be like, you just fucking, you sat on my lap and moved my hand on top of your head.
This was your idea.
Yeah, he's just, he can't make up his mind. I think he's also getting older, so like they get maybe like a little grumpier. How old are your dogs?
That tracks. 7 and 2.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Whatever.
The one's getting finicky. But they said 7 is senior dog.
Yeah.
Literally eat a dick. I'm sorry. Can I be vulgar?
Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. It's been weird that we haven't cursed yet.
Okay. Well, yeah. I just was like, she's living to 16, so she's not even middle-aged.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Is it breed specific that 7 is? Because they said 8 is for our dog.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I look like I'm delving into the dark end of the pool here. You're like, we don't want to talk about
what. You don't stay up at night thinking about if your dog's gonna die someday and how many years you have left till you kill yourself because you can't live without them. I don't know. I feel like we did get sad because you see that little white stripe on him right there. Yeah.
So that was like a little cancer thing. Not cancer. It was like a growth. I didn't really understand it as they were describing it. It seemed like they were saying cancer, but he had to have that thing zapped. So now he has like a little streak, like he's that Storm ex-woman. And so for 2 weeks, we were like, goodbye, sweet friend. Like every night we're just crying and dealing with it. But then once we found out he was okay, it went back to, he's just our dog. So I think like I will obviously be sad when he dies. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't think I think I'll be all right. I'm just being honest. Like,
no, that's good.
I fucking love him so much, and I'll be wrecked, and I won't do the podcast for months. But
for sure.
I think I'll be okay. Like,
for sure. Well, like that's a normal human reaction. Yeah.
I'm not like one of those like farmers that has like 10 dogs, and then like 9 come home one night. You're like, looks like the coyotes got one of them.
Right.
And you have to like really like do math to figure out which one got eaten. Like I'm not that level.
Right.
Like the old days where you had 30 kids because you knew you'd lose at least 3 in the winter. I'm not rolling that way. Like he's still very precious to me.
Yeah, you just seem to have a normal handle on life and death. But,
Are you afraid of dying?
For myself?
For yourself. Yeah, me neither.
Right. I'm like, fingers crossed I don't make it too old,
You don't want to get too old?
Just to the point where it's just like sad. When you see someone that's like fully decomposing in front of you and you're like, God, I don't want to be like that.
You don't want to be like that. I don't know. I feel like it'll depend. Like, what's the quality of life like? Because you can, I don't mind looking like shit.
Right.
I don't want to feel like shit. Like if half my face is burned off, but I'm still like going to roller coaster theme parks, and I can hop on Batman and Robin at Six Flags in New Jersey and not break my hip. Like I think I'll be cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Like I'm okay looking like dog shit. I just don't want to. I agree. I don't want to be like, I don't know, like alone and old. That's the part.
That would be real.
That's
sad.
the part that freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like if Liz goes first in our little arrangement.
Yeah. Similar to a marriage.
No, if I was alone and old,
that would be
and couldn't move, and if the Eagles suck, so like they're just losing every Sunday, then I'd be like, maybe I fucking hop out of here a little early.
Yeah, it feels very
check my own ticket.
It feels very conditional for you.
Yeah,
I only want to live if.
Yes, I want to clarify because my mom listens to this podcast.
Oh, God.
Mom, I won't kill myself if the Eagles are bad in my 80s. I won't actually do that. But I do feel like that's the part I worry about is like the quality of life issue. Because I had one of my grandparents, I think, had like a very good quality of life well into his 90s. And I'm like, oh, that's a life. Like when he died, we were like, oh, he had like more to give, which is crazy. He's 93, 94. But then, like, I know other people who lived long, and it was like, yo, what were those last 3 decades? What were you doing?
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess it's like person to person.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, hi, Erick's mom.
She's the only one that will legit sit down and watch it all the way through.
That's nice. Does she give you, like, armchair advice? Because yeah.
She's like, you've been cursing a lot more lately. I'm like, yeah.
She might hate this episode.
We've only cursed like once or twice.
Like, that girl with the potty mouth. My mother-in-law listens to mine.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
It's been awful. It's been...
How recently, how long have you been married?
We've been married 3 years. We've been doing the podcast for 6 years. She's been listening the whole time, but I didn't find out till this year because my husband shielded me from her
notes?
peanut gallery notes until recently.
Is your husband the other one on the podcast?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's been the whole time being like, tell Katie to cheat left. She's been giving direct notes.
She's been giving just notes and thoughts on our topics and like things we say and whatever. And then recently she turned it into a group text because she found out that the notes weren't getting to me. And my husband was like, oh no.
Wait,
what have you done?
Who's on the text? It's
just us three.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's not as bad.
Right.
I was like, if it's like a full family text,
right.
then that would be way worse.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I can't ask you. I can't grill you that hard if she's going to listen to this.
I mean,
I'm like, does she suck? No, she's great. She's great.
She's so cool.
I love all my in-laws. I actually do. I get along with everybody. Nobody's an asshole.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, if they were, I wouldn't like correct it right now. But
this wouldn't be the platform.
This would not be the place.
Right.
This is not the time or place. But I think they are cool.
That's good.
Yeah, they're not. I think they're probably not fans of my comedy, but that's okay.
I mean, that's hurtful, but okay.
I don't. To me, it's not because my dad's not a fan of my comedy. I still love my dad, but like it's like certain walks in life, you know. Like
sure.
My dad's a military guy. It's just I don't know if he'll ever really love like a really good dick joke. I don't think he'll be.
He's not your target demographic.
No, I mean when we were kids, I don't remember if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but. Like, he let me watch the movie Alive when I was, like, 11 years old. You know that movie? That's where the plane crashes, and they have to eat their friends to stay alive. And so he let me watch that.
Heavy stuff.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't let me watch The Simpsons. Like, I had to, like, go to my friend's house. Because, like, maybe, like, you know, my dad was the man. And, like, comedy is much more offensive to the man than, like, cannibalism.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Comedy is how you destroy a society. So I do feel like I can understand. That's why, like, I tell all my, like, I have 5 younger siblings, and I'm like, if my podcast is like, my sister would be like, you made one joke, and I didn't know if you were serious. I'm like, stop listening to it. Like, you don't need
It's okay.
I'm not making it so my family can listen to it. Like, I'm trying to find fucking people in the world,
an audience of
like
just
the days
strangers.
The days that you don't have to give me feedback are days I really look forward to. So I don't know, maybe stick that in your mother-in-law's.
Yeah.
Just be like, you know, we're making this for millions of married couples out there.
Yeah.
Is that the target audience, you think?
I think our specific audience is like married people that don't want kids.
Mm-hmm.
We're living that dink life or whatever people are hashtagging now. So yeah, and millennials specifically, I think.
Okay.
We appeal to, so that's kind of our current demographic.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you guys are like no kids for sure.
Yeah.
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 That's good.
I'm pretty hardened to the thought. I think every day I wake up, I'm like, oh God, imagine. I don't know. I don't know your stance, so I'm like treading lightly.
No, I feel. I think we might.
Okay.
But I don't know if we're. I don't know if we will.
Yeah.
But I think we will. But I don't know. And if you ask my wife, I think she'd say the same thing. She'd be like, I think we will.
That's a healthy.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't define your whole life type of attitude.
Yes. Like, I feel. I feel pretty much everybody else in my family will probably. You see what he does? You know, he's trancing.
He's trying to be so precious about it, though.
Well, do you know what? This is a thing that pit bulls do. They trance, where it's like they get a feeling on their paw, and it's like it becomes like a drug-like thing where he's having a sensation. So he'll do that. We used to think he'd do it on walks. We think he was hunting, but it's just like a.
That's something that I've never heard before in my life.
It's something like on his paw or on his like back that he feels. So right now it's
Is he enjoying it, or he's like scared of the feeling?
No. I think he enjoys it. He comes by the end. He fucking blows a load on whatever he's walking on. This is a good podcast, just describing something happening immediately off camera.
Sorry,
it's not your fault. No,
I just was like, he's really like trying to be delicate for you.
That's what I was saying. He fucking takes over the goddamn podcast. He'll start running back and forth at some point. He'll come over here for pets. It's a whole thing. What were we talking about before my dog coming?
Kids,
children. Yeah, I think I do like kids a lot, so I do feel like I'll probably have some, but we might like do an adoption thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think we might do that, and then we'll see about a bio.
Yeah,
a bio baby.
Hell yeah.
That's like harder. I feel not harder. That's not the right way to say it. Adoption has its challenges too.
Right.
But like specifically for a person coming out of you.
Right.
That
that's
part
tough.
seems harder. That seems like the hardest part about being a parent is the part where it comes out of your wife's vagina. Mm-hmm. And you go like, oh, I'm part of that.
That's tricky.
I put something in there and that came out. I feel like I'm Catholic. I feel like I'd have Catholic guilt.
Yeah. I grew up Catholic, so I don't know what happened here, but.
Do you still practice or no?
No.
Nor I.
Yeah.
But I still say I'm Catholic because I feel like
I have no other identifier.
Yeah, also like I'm weird about sex. That's Catholic.
Same. With like the whole like, well, I guess we can't talk about it. We're married. Like even though you're married, it's weird.
Yeah. I think it's like it's just like a guilt thing probably.
Yeah, probably just the shame that was piled upon us for years, but
yeah. But what can you do? That was they thought that was the best way to go. The old
for
rents.
Sure. Yeah. There were good parts of it.
Sure.
I didn't turn out to be a whore, so some of it worked.
Yeah, and that is like the other side of the coin is like there's a lot of slut shaming and like don't you just have sex to have married and all that stuff. But then on the other side there are whores. Like you can go too far the other way too. So it's like I feel like, and I don't know, like I went to a Catholic high school. Like I mean that dichotomy was very present in the school. There's like the kids that didn't fuck, and then there were the kids that were like, I know how to upset the adults here,
right?
And then they just
do all of the things.
They just everything
and the drugs.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
So much of that. Yeah, no, I was full on purity ring Catholic. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, basically a Jonas brother or whatever. That was them, right?
Did the Jonas Brothers have purity rings?
Yeah, that was like a whole thing.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know.
Well, I identified heavily with them because they were the only people doing it too.
How many Jonas Brothers are there?
4, but there's only 3 in the band.
Oh, really?
Imagine being the 4th.
Well, what does the 4th one do?
I think he was like legally like 6 when they started the band, so like I guess it makes sense.
He was legally 6 or he was 6?
No, I'm just making that up. I think he was just like too young to be in the band.
Yeah, okay.
But his name is Frankie, so
Frankie Jonas.
Awareness for Frankie. He's doing great. He's like a TikToker, like he's very famous. He's fine.
Oh, the phrases "he's doing great" and "he's a TikToker" usually don't go right next to each other.
Are you kidding me?
I thought he's doing great. He runs a general construction business in Idaho.
Yeah,
he's just slowly making a name for himself.
He's doing good. I think he does music too, which just makes it weirder that he doesn't
wasn't
do
in the band.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, it's not like Jackson 5 days where you can just grab your 5-year-old and beat the shit out of him until he can dance real good.
Right.
Yeah, that's another one of those flip coin sides.
Yep.
It's like, hey, we got Michael Jackson and he did some bad stuff because of what his dad did. But also the albums.
So good.
Pretty good. Stand the test of time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Did you play Michael Jackson at your wedding?
No, but I think it just had to do with, we had a no play playlist. Like the songs that we just wanted the DJ to avoid. Okay. Because we hate them. Or just like YMCA.
Yeah.
And the chicken dance and like stuff like that. So I think we just threw all of those types of songs on there.
Yeah, so you guys like your first dance was Bjork, and you're like only indie bands no one has heard
Please.
of. You're like the postal service for
Yeah.
fucking the finale of the night.
No, it was tasteful, but then he did play some of the no play songs, and I was like, all right,
He just couldn't help it.
Here we are.
His DJ instincts were too strong.
right.
Yeah.
I think someone requested it, and he was like, but they and I just was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys drink at your wedding?
Yeah.
By the end of our wedding, I was fucking
Who remembers
housed.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could have played like fucking Halloween music at the end. I would have been like, "This is the greatest night of my life." Just like fucking wolves howling in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you get married? Is your anniversary?
We got married in 2020.
Okay.
Wait, no, 2019.
Oh shit.
Oh, we're 20 minutes in. She won't listen this far. We're good.
No, yeah, we were
Yeah.
2020.
Okay. So did you guys did it during COVID?
For sure.
Was that so you justifiably less people?
No, I mean it worked out that way, thank God. But we had everything like planned and booked before the pandemic hit, and then we just uninvited a lot of people,
Okay.
which ended up being super helpful.
Uninvited.
Yeah, like the people I never wanted to invite in the first place, my Florida family, I got to be like, oh my gosh, I wish you could come, but like we don't want you to die.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like,
Yeah.
and then it was fine. And then we had 40 people outside in the middle of St. Louis, like in a forest, and no one got COVID. Ay.
Way to go.
Yeah.
No one got COVID at my wedding, but that's because COVID didn't exist yet.
That's good.
It was still being
ruminated.
I almost said created, but then I'm gonna it won't be on YouTube. That's why it gets.
True.
That's what blows me up as a comedian is offhand comment.
A conspiracy theory from 4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So you only have 40 people. I think we had like 90 people at ours.
How was that?
It was good. Everybody we invited came. We didn't have a person. No, that's not true. Everybody that said they would come came. There were no no shows.
Last minute cancellation.
And that was pretty cool. That once we set the list and we were like, this is who will be here, everybody was there.
Was it local?
No, it was in Maryland. So we had people coming from LA. We had a couple people coming from LA. We had people coming from New York, and then family from all over. So I don't know. I feel like that's pretty good for friends actually like us that we didn't have the cancels.
How does it feel?
I mean, it felt good. It was surprisingly the best day of my life.
What?
I wasn't really I wasn't super pumped on getting married.
Yeah.
I love my wife and I wanted to be with her, but I was like, let's just, my parents got divorced when I was 14.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was like, we should just have kids out of wedlock and build a life, but never fucking this industry. It's an industry.
This paper can't define us.
Yeah. When I was in college, I was like, if gay people can't get married, I will. And then once they could get married, I was like, fuck, what's another
this
reason?
This argument doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. So I was it was more, I think it was more important to my wife than it was to me. But then once we did it, every step of the wedding planning, I got more into it.
Really?
Yeah. So by the time we got married, it was just hands down the best day of my life.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And so surprising. I feel like every step of the wedding planning process, I got less into it.
Oh, well, I also did nothing.
Okay.
I did nothing. My wife and my mom and my sister, who are very into weddings, they did a lot of the planning.
Okay.
With my wife, because we planned it in Maryland while we lived here. So and we did it in my mom's backyard. So it was very much
they were boots on the ground.
They were more than boots on the ground. They were fucking generals.
Damn.
They were generals and the boots on the ground. And I mean, there were a couple times where I think we had to be no, we insist this thing at our wedding. And
right.
We had to put up a little fight for. Yeah, I won't say anything. Though people who listen will get their feelings hurt. But we had to you know what I mean.
For sure. That happened to me a lot. I just was like, I hate this.
Oh, you didn't like getting married? Or you didn't like
the
process?
The worst part of getting married was the wedding, like planning the wedding. The day was fine.
Yeah.
The day was like pretty chill. But if I could go back, my husband knows this and I've said it a lot to him. If I could go back and just elope, I would.
Really? Okay.
Because I think the COVID aspect had a lot to do with it because we were like, should we just cancel this? Are people going to die? Like, it was very stressful. And then there were just so many fucking opinions. Oh my God. I don't care what color the napkins are.
Yeah.
Burn the napkins. I don't give a, I don't care about any of the details. I don't care about the decorations. It shouldn't be about all that. And no matter how much I said I don't care, people would still like jump down my throat about like not just an answer. It's like they weren't happy with my answer. Like they wanted to make it complicated. And I was just like,
yeah.
So and then we did, of course, the day. There's always people. So congratulations to you for not having day of pieces of shit. There were just definitely, we had someone like crash our wedding that was not even ever invited at one point ever.
I thought that was like a fake thing from a movie one time.
They were like this couple that were acquaintances with the woman of the couple, the guy we had never met. They got married 2 hours from where we were getting married the day before us, but chose not to have a reception because of COVID and money and stuff. Okay. And then they drove to our wedding, arrived halfway through the ceremony, and then joined our reception and were like, hi, we saw you were getting married near us and like we didn't have a reception, so we're just like gonna celebrate with you. And I was like, this is so fucking weird. How did you even find the address?
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you guys didn't kick them out?
No. Because by that point, and then my husband, because there's only 40 people there, so very like obvious if you don't know someone. We all knew all 40 people, obviously.
Yeah.
And he came out of the bathroom at the reception and ran into the dude that he didn't know and was like, who are you? Like, how? We're in deep St. Louis woods. Like, who is this man? And then I had to like explain, but it was just like, I was so over everyone's opinion and drama by that point. And I was like, have a drink. I don't give a shit. Yay, you're here. You know, like, at that point I was like, I'm choosing the path of least resistance. Like, sit down, have a meal. I don't care.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like, I don't know, like I kind of watched it with my sister a little bit when she just had a kid like 7 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And like, there's so many opinions on like how to have like, how do you breastfeed? Is it fucking milk from the titty? Do you do the formula? Right. Do you do this, that? And like, everybody's just like, whenever anybody gives advice, it's not advice. It's just their fucking horseshit life. Yeah. It's an excuse for them to say something that they did and make it about them.
Right.
It's very rare to get advice that's actually just somebody that knows your situation and cares that you are better. So like, I don't know. I feel like, she's my younger sister, so I talk to her a lot, and I would just be like, you have to try not to care about like it really does not matter what anybody else thinks. And I feel like I got used to it just by doing comedy and like my family being like, what are you doing with your life? And I'm like, I don't care. Like I moved away from the house when I was 17. Like they all live very close. Like I've been away doing this for 21 years. And like, I love my family. I miss my family, but I'm also like, I feel like I like all those feelings of like, I'm kind of like swimming against the current of what people want me to do. Like, I feel like I got that out when I was pretty young. So now I'm just like, I think I'm better at like, I'll still take advice from people. And I used to just be like, whatever my dad says, the opposite.
Yeah.
And like, I just feel like it's like, I don't want to do that anymore because I think they do have good advice. And, you know, I'm also not young. So like when they're like, hey, what do you think about having a savings account? I'm like, they're probably right. They might be right about some of the things they were telling me when I was 23 that I was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like I'm finding the balance with it, but I don't know. I don't really struggle with like people not approving, which is like when I tell people like my dad doesn't approve of comedy, they're like, "Is that okay for you?" I'm like,
yeah.
No, it pisses me off. Like I'll be upset about it, but for the most part, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he hasn't approved for many years.
Right.
Like it's just like,
right.
Hey man, like we just don't have to talk about it if that's how you feel.
At this point, it's like just count the people that are supportive and just, I just focus on like, oh, these 3 people are ride or dies. Cool.
And does it like, I guess like it also, I have to be like, does it come from a place of like judgment or fear?
Yeah.
And like, I know that my dad loves me. I don't question that part. So that's why I'm like, is it like he just isn't, he wants to see me do better. He wants to see me have more money or security or the things that I value in my life he doesn't value as much. Like, that's just like, that's a hard thing for some people. Like some people's personality types, like they just can't, it's very hard for them to think about other perspectives.
Right.
But like my wife's father, he would always say that he was like lucky that his kids did different things because now he got to like learn about these new things.
Oh, that's cool.
I'd be like, that's like the coolest perspective ever, to be
Wow.
like, I can't wait to see what my kids are into because then I'm going to get to get really into that thing that I might not have been into otherwise.
That's very cool.
I think it's really cool. And it like, when he told me that actually made me like, because we've been going, you know, like good liberal people. We've been wondering about kids forever now instead of just fucking having them. So we're like, I think when my wife told me that, I was like, oh, that made me more excited to be a parent, to have like a philosophy like that. Yeah.
To see what your kid turns out like.
What are they going to be like?
What are they interested?
They're going to fucking start doing this and you're going to be like, you fucking...
You're a full-blown person.
So, like, sometimes I'm talking to my dad and he's like halfway paying attention and I'm like, I fucking lived in your ball sack 40 years ago. That's fucking nuts, dude. You should be fascinated that I can even form words right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, I feel like I would never fully get over the fact that a little... I was like, I went, fucking came, and then a person walks around on Earth and has feelings.
Yeah.
I feel like that, like, it's still crazy to me.
That is insane.
It's insane.
More people should have that fascination.
Yeah.
They might be better at parenting.
I think so. Like, I have so many friends who, like, I'll go hang out with them. They all have kids. All my friends have kids except for me.
Really?
Yeah, because all my friends are like from, not my comedy friends, obviously.
Okay, I was like, you've curated your life in a weird way.
No, we're all married to open mics, but all my friends that are like firefighters and cops and shit, they all have like 30 kids each.
Yeah, for sure.
And when we hang out, they'll be asking me about what I'm up to, and then I'm like, how are your kids? They're like, they're fine. I'm like, that's it? They're like, yeah. Because it's their whole life is dealing with how many fucking kids they had. So it's the last thing they want to talk about when we're grabbing a drink or whatever. But I'm like, tell me about your fucking... Ooh, they're walking.
God, you're such a good friend. I'm like, if someone tries to tell me about their child, I'm like, oh my God. Oh no, I'm busy. Oh no. In this moment, I became busy. Goodbye. I can't. That's so nice of you. But you're genuinely interested.
I'm genuinely interested. Yeah. No, if they start talking about like being a tax accountant, I'll be like... My wife just was beheaded. I have to run. I would.
You have specific interests.
I have specific interests. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think I'm curious.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to approach it, though, because then I'm sure you'll be curious about every stage of their life.
Yes. I think it'd be really funny if we had a kid that was serious. Like a little serious kid that's like... like doesn't get jokes. Yeah. That'd be fucking funny. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, I don't know. Like, we have so many nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have 13 nieces and nephews.
I feel like you'd be a really cool uncle.
I'm the best.
Are you a big hit?
I'm a big hit.
Okay. You're like, they are obsessed with me. Yeah.
And one batch of them, they don't have TV. So it's a big deal when we come around. It's like we are TV.
You are the entertainment.
We are the TV.
Wow.
They're like, Uncle Eric does a job.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just starving for for any form of entertainment. So, like, yeah, I feel like I'm a hit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm that way with nieces and nephews that I have as well, but it's kind of like, you know, when people don't like cats and then cats like exclusively go up to them.
Sure.
It's like, that's how I am with children.
So the children are like, something about...
They like love me and I'm like, I'm allergic though. No, you can't claim it out. A lot of people that just don't like cats are like, oh, I'm allergic.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah. Liz is allergic to cats.
Yeah.
But she still pets them sometimes.
Right.
And then she's like, I'm like,
just
why
carry
did you...
the Benadryl.
Why did you do it?
Yeah.
She's like, I couldn't help it. It meowed.
It needed me.
It needed a pet after its meow.
That's good of her. I do my best. I plaster a smile on and I wave.
Yeah.
And
what is it about them? Is it that they're little? Because that kind of freaks me out sometimes too.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's also that they're loud and you can't like reason. I don't like that. Yes, they're people, but like you can't reason with them.
Yeah, that's true.
I talk to every child like it's a 40-year-old person.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't respond well, I'm like, well, I don't know what to do here. So
So you sit down with a kid and you're like, this Israel-Palestine thing, I mean, it's fucking crazy.
I don't know how to relate to them.
And they're like, I don't know what, they're like eating a crayon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I asked my mom, because like we have really loud neighbor children, and I've asked my mom and been like, am I misremembering my childhood? Like, was I this way? Or like, what was I like? And she's like, no, you literally came out of the womb like a 40-year-old. Like, I don't, like I have had the same adult personality since the beginning of time. And she's like, I don't know.
That reminds me of, I don't know how you feel about Bill Maher, but I've heard Bill Maher talk about being a kid, and he's like, I didn't like other kids. I liked hanging out with the adults and having adult conversations, and I couldn't fucking wait to sit at the adult table.
Same.
Like I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was you.
I would like when parents bring their kids over to their parents' house and the parents have parent time and the kids are up in the playroom or whatever, I would come down and try to sit with the parents.
Yeah.
And I didn't play with dolls. My mom bought me dolls. My mom asked if I wanted dolls. I was not interested in dolls. I was like, why would I want a baby?
Yeah. Wow.
So I've been this way.
You've been that way.
I don't think anything, because people are like, who hurt you? Why do you hate kids so much? I'm like, I don't think I didn't like being a kid. I think
Yeah. I think that's totally valid.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a kid that also doesn't seem to like being a kid?
Yeah, I do resonate with those.
Yeah.
Ones. Like when I used to be a server.
I do resonate with those.
Ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
you see yourself in them a little bit.
Yeah. And like I can definitely have a conversation with them. Like the ones that feel like they're similar to how I was. I'm just happy to be like, oh, good. Look, it's been an hour. Bye. Yeah. So I don't know.
So if you go to if you're like forced to go to Chuck E. Cheese and you look over and there's like a 6-year-old reading Ulysses, you're like, that's my
hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
There it is. That kid knows what's up.
Yeah.
And the kid's just reading it like, you know, I don't even really know how to read that well, but I can tell this will be good.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I keep this for my collection.
Yeah. What a cultured man.
I don't know what I watched a video of me. My wife loves it, but there's like a video of me in first grade, and I guess a girl in the class, like it was her birthday, so we went on some cable access TV show, and they're like interviewing like me and my sister get interviewed in the same thing, and I'm like the most polite, like well-mannered kid. And now I watch myself. I'm like on this podcast. I'm like fucking shit, fuck. Like I just sound like a moron.
Feral, no.
Yeah, but like when I was a kid, I was like, hello, yes, thank you very much. Like I literally talked so like politely to the adults. It was crazy.
That's good.
I think it was good too, but I'm a little like what I am like what happened. Like I did take a turn. I don't know.
But you weren't doing it to like make a point or rebel, right?
No, I think I was just like I moved around a lot, so I think I was like a different person in different places. Mm-hmm. And this was like first grade. I was still like I only moved like twice, so I think I was just like more like a normal. I wonder if like, is that like what I would have been like if my parents had just like lived in one place and not gotten divorced, and like I just paid attention to like I didn't stop getting good grades in school. Like, would I have just been like a polite kid with got a good SAT score, got like a legit job or whatever? Like, like I don't think I was trying to be funny. Like that's what I was looking. I was like, oh,
Right.
I'm gonna be telling some fucking jokes. I'm gonna be fucking around. I really wasn't. Like I was paying attention. Other kids were fucking around. I was like the
Right.
well-behaved kid.
Yeah.
You know?
What would your trajectory have been? That's funny.
I don't know.
I was similar, but I don't think it was like I was definitely always very focused on school, but I moved around a lot too, and I think I just became funny to try to make friends quickly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think I was funny like after my parents got divorced. I think I became pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think that's like you have to.
Right.
Otherwise, you go the other way.
Right.
And I already shopped at Hot Topic, so I could have gone too far. So I felt like
Just so emo.
I was emo. I was in a band. I was in all that shit.
Did you have the hair?
No, well, because I went to a
Swoop?
Catholic high school, they didn't really let you do that stuff. But I would do what I thought were punk rock things within the confines of the Catholic high school.
So wear black.
No, I got to wear the school uniform.
Oh.
But this is what I did. This is one thing I did is like they made us wear a sweater and then like a shirt and a tie. So I cut off my shirt and tie. So like if I lifted up my sweater, it was just my undershirt. So like and I was just like,
Whoa.
that was just like a fuck you, I guess, to the school of like, I'm not going to wear the correct uniform, but you won't
Right.
even know. But I would show my friends like I fucking cut the shit off.
I cut the shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was kind of proud of that. I'm gonna let him out.
Very cool.
I had to do something.
I don't know if I've ever done anything that rebellious.
Get out of here. You gotta paw at the fucking door. Gordon. I'm not gonna get Gordon. That made it seem like that.
No, yeah. Gordon is a great name, by the way.
Thank you. We have a disagreement about what its origin is.
I don't know how you could possibly confuse such a specific name.
I think we named him after Royals left fielder Alex Gordon.
So specific.
Liz thinks we named him after Chef Gordon Ramsay.
I don't know.
Either of
I
those
wasn't
people?
there, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go with your wife.
I think she's right, too.
Yeah.
I think we named him that, and then also the Royals were in the playoffs, and
Yeah.
I was like watching a game, and I was like, oh, in my head, I said,
It's both. Yeah.
It's not. It's probably just because
yeah.
we watch Kitchen Nightmares.
I
Yeah.
fucking love Gordon Ramsay.
Are you a big fan?
What an American hero. Yeah.
So he redid a restaurant that me and my wife used to go to all the time in New York. It was we called it Sumer Diner, because one time they spelled summer Sumer on their window, which was funny to us.
Oh, no.
But it's actually called Bel Air Diner,
Got it.
and that was his like most recent. Shut it down! Like his fucking.
You fucking pig.
Yeah, this place is a nightmare.
Yeah.
I
Classic.
don't think he fixed it though.
Oh.
I don't think most of those places are fixed.
Oh.
I don't think if he comes in
no.
for 2 days and fixes things with the camera crew, like all of a sudden the family gets along.
For sure. And
Like-
like the staff still cuts corners, or you still
Yeah.
keep stuff that's out of date. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't just rewire people's brains, but like it looks prettier and the menu's nicer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's do you think people can change?
Damn. I think they can become polished turds, but if they were a turd already, I don't think they can morph into not a turd. You know what I mean?
I think it takes like great pain to fully change
Right.
who you are. Like
Right.
you've got to truly go through the shit. Like you have to, like Michael Vick. Where you like,
What of an example?
well, I do. I do think of that because it's like,
yeah.
it's partly a culture thing, like where he grew up. It's also like he wasn't just like hanging out, like he was fucking doing the dog torture. Like,
Right.
so it's like he did a very shitty thing that even with the understanding of where he came from, he's like the worst of the worst.
For sure.
But then he went to jail.
Yeah.
And he went to full jail. Like, he didn't go to, like, I'm hanging out for 6 months. Like,
right.
He was in
jail.
fucking prison for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then he came out, and people were like, he should never play. I was like, well, he did fucking go to jail.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, once you come out of jail, like, you're allowed to re-enter.
Most people get to just
live their life.
Yeah.
And, like, if somebody wants to sign him, then my favorite team signed him, and he was pretty good. And I was like, I listened to him talk, and I was like, okay, he, like, totally says what he did was wrong. Maybe he is a better person now.
Yeah.
You know, like, but I don't think you can skate on the consequence of, if you're a bad person, you have to feel the full weight of what you did.
Right.
And then if you do that, maybe you have a path forward. But it's like, I think that's the only way.
Yeah. You can't just like get 48 hours, a slap on the wrist and be like, oh, you're right.
Yeah. You have to you have to feel it.
How Catholic? You have to repent.
A little bit. I mean, look, there's some truths in all that stuff. Like, can't throw the baby out with the holy water. A little pun there for you. Swish.
Wow.
No, it was really not that good. Yeah, I don't know. But mostly, I don't. Do you think there could be a higher power?
Oh my god.
This podcast is insane. I'm not hitting the balance perfectly.
I like how the word hell is directly above your head and you're like, is there a higher power?
Well, I just got self-conscious that I was covering up my brand new sign by leaning that way. I think it's still visible.
No, it's beautiful.
It's a nice sign.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very like universe now.
Does it matter when I was born in the year? Does that have a saying on my personality type universe?
Okay, so I'm not like deep into astrology, but I do think there's merit to it.
Yeah.
Like I do think it makes you have different relationships and energy depending on like where the planets were located when you were birthed.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, oh, we're not compatible friends, that kind of person.
Gotcha.
But what is your sign?
Oh, hard. I don't know.
Oh, you don't?
October.
See, I'm not even good enough. If you say your birthday, I'm not like, oh, you're a Taurus. Like, okay. I can't even, I just know like certain traits about certain ones. And I know like my signs and how they relate to me. And like, they're pretty.
I think I'm, I can't remember what I am, but I'll think of it the second we end the podcast.
Would you know it if I said it?
Yes.
Libra.
I'm Libra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
October 14th.
Now I wish I would have just guessed because I would have been right.
Well, I would have, if you had said the wrong one, I feel like I might not have been sure, but when you said the right one, I was like, I'm that.
Yeah.
Because I've had people go like, oh, Libra, and I go, great. I'm a hard no. I'm a hard no on astrology.
On astrology, you're over
But
it.
I do acknowledge that, like, I think, like religious people will be like, if you don't believe in God, there's a God-shaped hole in your heart that needs to be filled.
Yeah.
And like, I actually don't think they're wrong. I just think they've maybe filled it with something that I personally don't want to fill it with. But I always feel the temptation to fill it with something. So like, I fill it with like lately aliens. Right now, aliens are my God. I'm fucking, look, is it that much crazier that like, there was a space alien god that sent his son to, like, why is aliens crazier? Aliens seems a little more fun.
Yeah.
The aliens aren't sending us to hell.
And
I don't
everyone's
think.
just skating over the alien thing. Everyone's just like, blinked and was like, uh-huh. And I was like,
not enough credit has been given to the man who broke the story for us, which is Tom DeLonge of Blink-182. Hugely instrumental in the Pentagon's research.
Wow.
I'm not even fucking kidding.
Okay.
Tom DeLonge is like the reason we have a couple videos that the Pentagon has shown in like with the fucking White House press corps shit and been like, this is an unidentified thing. We got it from the guitarist from Angels and Airwaves. Like all that shit, it's from Tom DeLonge.
What a national treasure.
He is literally a national treasure. I fucking love Tom DeLonge.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He rules.
Have you DM'd him before?
There's a fantasy in my head that all of Blink-182 will come do my podcast.
Oh my God.
I think once I get to 40 views on YouTube,
they'll call you.
I'll get the Blink boys in here.
Yeah.
No, I think
At least Tom. Like,
do you like Blink-182? Do you? Yeah.
I've been to concerts. Yeah.
We're gonna get tickets to not me and Liz, me and my old bandmate from high school.
Oh, nice.
And a friend from college. We're gonna see him in DC in July.
Nice. That'll be good.
I'm excited.
I'm glad they're still touring and stuff.
Yeah, well, they just got back together.
Yeah.
Because they were a band, but they had a different guy in it, and Tom DeLonge. Then Mark Hoppus got cancer, but survived. But their friendship rekindled. They got the three of them back. I cry listening to their album twice a day.
Whatever helps you feel your feelings.
I told you, there is a God-shaped hole in my heart.
And
Aliens and Blink-182 right now currently fell. When that pool recedes and something else has to come in, I don't know what that thing will be.
Right.
I don't think it's ever going to be astrology, but I think but I think something has to go in. You have to have some like wonderment or like something above me,
something bigger than you,
something bigger than you that you can't understand, but that you believe is real and maybe moving things in a way.
Right.
That it doesn't have to make sense for me that it's moving it. It's just that I just have to believe that they are moving it somehow. You know,
right.
Like when I went to Catholic school, they had a prime mover theory.
Oh, I don't think I was ever that deep in it.
Yeah,
I did like the catechism. Like I did
CCD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe I blocked out
I mean, good for you section. If you did.
Yeah.
The prime mover was like the most effective thing they ever told me.
Oh.
Which is like if this thing is here, someone had to have put it here. And if I just keep going backwards from that, I'm like, someone had to make this bottle. And then like, if I could go to that factory, someone had to build that factory. Like I just have to keep going back until eventually I get to a white man with a beard and a tunic in the sky that made it all, I guess.
Got it.
No, but like eventually you get to there is a prime mover. The first person to move something had to have existed.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like the most logical explanation for there being some sort of force. Now all the other stuff that gets attached to it, I don't know about that. You know? I don't know if he cares if I masturbate when I'm 15. The
frills, yeah.
Yeah, the things that actually deeply affected me in my life, all that stuff seems made up by people.
Yeah.
But the idea that there could be like a greater force, you know, and now is he a good guy? I don't know. A lot of bad stuff happens.
Right. Why would he have given Mark Hoppus cancer? You know?
That when I was thinking of bad stuff, that's what I meant.
Well,
I wasn't thinking of tsunamis wiping away villages.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
Blink-182.
Thinking about Mark Hoppus's lymphoma. I remember, like, I was. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Okay. Like, give me the depths.
Do I believe in real things that definitely exist?
give me the depth of your belief.
I just think,
at its most extravagant point, what do you believe is happening?
I definitely think they're out there. They're living. They can see us. They've been here. And
they can see us.
Yeah.
They can see us.
And they've been here. And or like, I don't think they're still just like chilling, walking around here. I think they like visit, laugh at us, and leave.
Okay. Like they're just like they're.
I don't think they need us.
Like dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Date night on Earth, and to be like, oh my God, and then be like, okay, bye.
Like it's like TBS movie of the week, and their movie of the week is watching me and my wife fight because I threw away your drink from Teapot by mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I did right before you came over. Just fucking tossed it. And she was like, "Did you just throw that away?" I was like, yeah. Sorry about that. Do you know what Teapot is?
Yeah, I used to run a show there.
You know it's closing?
No. Fuck.
I know. So it was like the last Teapot drink.
Fuck.
I fucking just poured it out in front of it.
This is so sad.
Sorry. Teapot's nice. I've been there.
It's chill.
I can't do coffee shops.
I don't totally resonate with like why someone would open one in LA, especially because there's like 17 trillion coffee shops and you're competing with Starbucks. And like,
Yeah.
I just don't resonate with like, out of all the things you could open, why?
Yeah, but in fairness to somebody that's opening a coffee shop, you're a fucking comedian in LA, and there's a lot of those too.
Literally, go fuck yourself. I enjoy being a hypocrite.
Sure.
True.
But like, do people feel, you know, not to be all like, being a comedian is a calling for me, but it kind of feels like it is.
Right.
But do you think like someone opening like the person who opened T-Pop is like, this I have to do, this is what I'm here for?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why I don't get it, because maybe I'm like, I view it as if you're being an entrepreneur, you want to be a business owner. So would that passion just be for any business, or not any business, but like, is your goal to like scale and make money? Because I know they opened a second location in downtown LA at one point and then like closed it because it wasn't making money. Because I also ran a show at the second location. But I just am like, if your passion is entrepreneurial, what the fuck?
Entrepreneurship?
Yeah. If that's your passion, then I would just hope you would pick something that is just like not a little more niche or something. Like
Not
just not
destined
like
to fail.
just not on every corner already.
Sure. I mean, I think it's like a balance.
Yeah.
If you're a business owner, because it's like, if you were only concerned with scale, you'd be like, every business would just be like a data mining factory.
For sure.
And there wouldn't be any rock climbing facilities or, people making fruitcakes. Like there has to be, somebody has to do those other things too. But I feel like it's weird. Like, I don't know, like my job, I call people that own businesses all day. I'm just like selling shit. And some of them I'll be like, they'll be like, man, we don't really want to grow anything. We're good. I'm going to probably retire here about 5-6 years. I'm like, bro, do you want money? Like, that's what I'm calling you, because you're leaving money on the table.
Right.
I'm looking at the numbers. Like, you signed up for this thing. I can see what is happening.
Because even if you only want the one location, don't you just want that one location to be as successful as possible?
Yes,
Right.
you should. You should. If you're going to do something, you should do it well. That's what I feel like. That would be my motivation as a business owner. Would not be like, I wouldn't be like, I want to have 1 million locations. I'd be like, I want this location to run fucking perfectly.
Right.
Like that, or like I said, any business.
I feel similarly about pizza shops and sandwich shops. Of like, there's so many like, I get that there's always someone that does a new twist, or like, oh my God, you have to try this new pizza place. It's so much better than every other pizza place in LA.
Yeah.
But like, so I get it, but I feel similarly about pizza and sandwiches. It's like, there's just so many. I don't know.
How do you really set yourself apart?
Right.
There is a good spot in Burbank where you're going tonight. We should plug your Flapper show in case someone's listening on my balcony.
Yeah.
It's like, no one's going to hear this in time for your fucking show in a minute, in an hour. No, but there is a good spot.
Where?
Right next to Flappers. It's that Uncle, I don't know the name of it. Fuck!
In Burbank.
No, it's
near
right.
Flappers.
No. It's right, like, you know where Marshall's is?
Yeah.
It's like there.
Okay.
Do you know where Guisados is?
Is it not Guisados?
It's not Guisados.
Oh, okay.
It's next to Guisados.
So they opened a pizza place next
It's not a
to
pizza,
a pizza place?
It's a sandwich place. And Guisados is a taco place.
Just kidding.
We're bombing pretty hard here.
But
It's hard to bomb on a podcast.
it really is.
But
I feel it happening.
This is all getting cut.
How do we pull the nose up for, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're
come out of a
Nosedive.
nosedive? You don't.
just let it smolder. Okay.
I mean, we have a
No,
hard out at
I'll
60
go-
minutes.
I'll go to this nameless sandwich shop.
It's here's the thing. It's not even that good. I had this conversation with my wife. I don't know if it's good.
Have you even eaten
I
there?
have celiac disease, so I can't have gluten.
So they have good bread for you.
So for me, if I tell you a restaurant's good, you should never listen to me.
Okay.
Because this is all I'm judging on. I went in there because I have an app on my phone that says you're safe to eat here. And it's like every town I'm in, there's like 3 places I can eat, and that place is one of them. The one that's right next to.
Okay.
So I just go, you have to go to this place. I don't even know the name of it. It just is an app. And I just walk in, and I'm like, you have gluten-free? And they're like, yep. I'm like, great. And then I'll always like give my wife a bite. You have to try this. And she'll eat it, and she'll be like,
this is very mediocre.
Yeah. And she just won't. She can't break my heart to be like, this tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had a real bagel or piece of bread or pizza for like 3 years.
Oh, it's been 3 years. Okay.
Since I got the old diagnosis.
Since you found out.
Yeah, I found like a couple spots that are, I think, pretty good.
Luckily in LA, I feel like maybe it's not so hard.
It's better than everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I lived in New York for 10 years. I was a snob about pizza and bagels and all that shit. And I'd be like, but now there's a place, Modern Bread and Bagel, who I should get them to sponsor. Them and Radical Neon.
Yeah.
Should probably sponsor the show. So I go to Modern Bread and Bagel, and my wife thinks it fucking sucks. Now they won't. Now I won't have them as sponsors.
I was like,
if I get a sponsor,
allegedly she thinks this.
If I do get a sponsor, I will immediately lose them. But she thinks they fucking suck. But I can't stop raving. I'm like, these bagels taste so good. I had one this morning. And when I went to New York to visit last time, all the bagels, just terrible. They have no gluten-free bagels. If they are gluten-free, they're like fucking frozen, shitty, just crumbly, falling apart. And the only place you can get a bagel in New York is the Modern Bread and Bagel that just opened there from L.A. So I'm getting an L.A. bagel in New York when I go back because that's the only one that tastes halfway decent.
Damn.
Like, depressing as fuck.
Yeah.
New York is like, they don't give a quarter for celiac disease.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you get attitude if you ask there? If you like, do you have gluten-free?
I'm like, do you have anything gluten-free? And they're like, gay? And I'm like, all right. And I just walk out.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
this, you just have to order something that has no, or go to a place that's like Mexican food or a lot of halals. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like
cool.
anything that's fried, you can't do like fried shit because
it's all
if
flour.
they put something else, even if the thing isn't flour, if they put it in a vat with things that do have flour, that'll make me.
Oh shit.
Because that's not. I don't have it like I don't have it like most people have it, where they're like, I have a shoot this week, so
yeah.
I have it like I'll shit my brains out and die.
Oh shit.
So I have to be like
not like anaphylactic, but like pretty bad. Like
pretty bad. Like
Yeah.
There's been twice since I got diagnosed where I just like ate it, just not realizing I was eating something that had gluten, and I would like couldn't leave the house for 2 days. Like I would shit like every hour. It was pretty bad.
So before 3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, were you just like living this way?
So I would shit like 4 times a day.
And you just thought
and I'd be like, this is what men do. My wife was like, you are sick.
Something's wrong with
Something's
you. Yeah.
wrong. And she eventually was like, you have to go to the doctor.
Okay.
And then I went to the doctor, and once you like cut it out,
it's way worse for you to have it.
It's way worse.
Okay.
But like everything that happens when I feel sick now was probably happening 4 years ago. I was just like doing it so much that was like
your body like kind of
adapts to it. Once you like remove the poisonous thing or whatever, and then try to go back, you're like, oof. Like you feel it kind of quick when you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one time I went to a restaurant with Mike Perkins. You know Mike Perkins? Yeah. Fucking Perkins was like, we got to go to this place. It's gluten-free. You'll love it. I'm like, all right, we go. I order like mozzarella sticks, plate of bread. Haven't had that stuff for you. Like, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm eating. I'm like, I can't believe this is gluten. I get like through an entire thing of mozzarella sticks and a big piece of bread. And I'm like, bro, call the waiter over here. And the waiter comes over. I'm like, is this gluten free? They're like, nope. I'm like, yeah.
Wait. So why did he think it was?
It was like vegetarian or vegan or something. It was something that wasn't gluten free.
Right. It was like healthy, but he just thought it was under the whole umbrella.
So many people do that though.
Yeah.
And the lesson for me was like, I can never take someone's word for it. Like I have to know.
Yeah.
Like if I go into a restaurant and they don't know what gluten is, I'm like, I have to leave.
Did you run home immediately when the server was like, no, this definitely has gluten?
I never told Mike this because I didn't want him to feel bad, but like I told the waiter, I was like, hey, I can't eat any of the food I just ordered. Like, can I order something else? Do you have gluten-free pasta? They were like, yes. So I was like, get me that. So I just put everything in a doggy bag that we'd ordered for Mike. I was like, you take that home. We hung out. And then when we left, well, we said what's up later outside the restaurant. And he went around the corner. I went right back into the bathroom and shit my brains out. And I didn't tell him that because I didn't want him to feel like
horrible.
A dickhead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was pretty sick.
Damn.
It just is what it is, though. There's worse things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It just sucks because you're like, oh, those were the mozzarella sticks were so
I'll never
good.
forget them.
Yeah.
They were amazing. And there are like, you'll find like little pockets of stuff. Like we started going to Sprouts.
Yeah, I love Sprouts. Hell
Sprouts is the best for gluten-free stuff. Like their frozen section, they have soft pretzels. Holy shit. I was like, I waved bye-bye to those years ago.
Yeah.
So they'll have like that. Last time I went, they did actually have very shitty mozzarella sticks, but
they're trying.
Yeah. It's better than just eating fucking vegetables all the time.
Yeah.
Which I also probably should do more of. You know? So yes or no, is there a God?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
I think we've proved that.
You and I?
If nothing else on this podcast.
There could be a God. We have to get out of here soon, but I think it's funny to end, but just definitively saying
there's a God. There might be a God. There's definitely aliens.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think we've come together on that point.
I do wonder what God would be like if he let some of the horrors that are visited on the people of this world happen. Like, could he be a benevolent one? Or is he a masochist? Or she?
Right.
Yeah.
Way to be inclusive.
Yeah. Where can people find you now? I should ask that because we are at the hour mark.
Oh, yeah. At KDK Comedy on all platforms. And despite what I've said here today, I do. I was actually a hit with the Mormon community, and I do have a dry bar coming out soon.
Oh, you did. They shoot it in Utah, right?
Yep.
Is it in Salt Lake?
Provo.
Okay.
The homeland.
Wow.
I was shitting myself.
So can I ask some questions about the
course.
dry bar?
Yeah.
So how long did you actually record versus what do you think will be on the final cut?
Yeah, it was 30 minutes. I heard it used to be 45, but it was 3 comics doing 30 minutes, and we did 2 shows. And I believe it'll still be 25 minutes of that'll come out because when they sent me the first cut of it, it was 26 minutes.
What did you think?
Good. I'm shocked. I'm more shocked than anyone because walking down the street of Provo, I got there the day before and I went to go eat and I was getting dirty looks because I was wearing a t-shirt and I have tattoos on my arms and I had more visible purple than I do now in my hair and I was getting looks like, who is this heathen?
Yeah.
Like, it was very odd. I was like, okay. So the day before, I was like, they're going to hate me. I can't even walk down the sidewalk. Like, I was at first like, do I have something on my face? Like, I was like, what's happening? Yeah. I was like, they're going to hate me. And then luckily, it was like truly some of the best 2 shows I've ever had in my life. I don't know what happened, but they ate it up. So thank God. And you can't say God, but I didn't. And I didn't fuck up. I didn't swear. I didn't say, oh my God. I was on another level. I don't know what happened.
And if you don't talk about sex a lot because of the repression thing, then like,
it was great.
As long as you don't talk about God and sex,
you're
pretty much keeping it clean.
Exactly. And I had to change one of my punchlines from like, I say boobs in a punchline, and we changed it to cleavage, and that was fine.
Seems worse.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But they said that's what they wanted. So I was like, absolutely. But you know, in your head, when you've said a punchline one way for multiple years and then you say it a different way, I was like, I'm going to fuck it up. But anyways, it went fine. And they're putting it out soon, I guess, because they sent me like the edit.
I hope it fucking takes off. I have a couple friends that have done that, and it's like, you know, whatever. Not now. I feel bad saying this if it doesn't happen, but like, they tore off it.
Yeah,
it's millions of people might see it.
I hope so.
They're not all like that, but the ones that are, like, it's the thing that they've done to get to the next level.
Right.
So,
and if you know what, I hope so too. But if it doesn't, I at least know it went well. Like, it's not like I'm having that moment where I'm like, fuck, I messed up. I said this. They had to edit the crap out of it because I said, oh my God, a bunch. Like, I did my due diligence, and then if it doesn't blow up, oh well. But if it does, that's cool too. That's cool.
Do you have any like shows or anything coming up people can support yet?
Yeah, I'll be in, if people are seeing this in Sacramento, I'll be at Laughs Unlimited December 8th and 9th. And then where else am I going? Through the end of the year. Oh, San Diego again. In the middle of December and the end of November. Just kidding. Just look at KDK Comedy. I have all my dates there because I can't remember where my body is located.
KDK Comedy.
Yeah. Is this coming out this week?
Tuesday.
Today. Okay.
No, wait. What's today? Today's Wednesday.
It
comes out in 6 days.
Got it. Well, I will have already been in Arizona this weekend, but that's fine.
So, yeah, I'm sure it went very well.
Thank you.
It already happened.
Yes. Going great.
Awesome. Thanks for doing the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was very fun and not hellish.
Yeah.
In a good way.
I'll tell you the origin of that once we go off.
Okay, cool.
I could tell you now. It's not like a fucking secret. It's just we already said goodbye. Right. Now it would be weird to tell one more story.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, bye.
See ya.